Today, we're going to talk about mindsets and their associated personas or personality expressions, the dynamic of breaking them down to arrive at conscious transformation. So social and personal mindsets, identities, which in our view basically translate to safety and control strategies. And we're going to talk about the 8th and 9th chakra, energetic territorialism, and overt influence that has been occurring on our planet, the monetized territorialism of the 8th and 9th chakras that is being affected in our view, and we're not being critical in this. This is our best understanding of the world process in this moment. And we'll say better what we mean, more optimally what we mean by that. So does it make sense that if anyone arrives to any moment in time with a formative mindset that says, I'm a scientist, or I'm a physicist, or I'm a Christian, or I'm a Buddhist, or I'm a man, or I'm a woman, that mindset, all of the composite of the conditioning of all of the different dimensions of that mindset will be formative of their interpretations, their learning process, their decision-making process, their behavior, how they set intentions, how they affect those intentions, what appear to be problems and what appear to be solutions are all seen as such within that mindset or paradigm of learning, decision-making, understanding, and personal development or species development. So every mindset is both a limitation and a potential stepping stone, and all of them have some glue on them that keeps people from operating transcendent of the developmental training wheels of the mindset. So if someone says, I'm a scientist and I won't believe anything to be true unless I can prove it's true through the scientific method. So that means I can't prove either God does exist or doesn't exist, so I'm an atheist. Does that make sense, that science in its current form doesn't have the capacity to prove God or disprove God? Paradoxically, there are many scientists that would try to make science the new spirituality, or the new God, or the new philosophy, or the new way of evolving on this planet, whether they did that consciously or subconsciously. And we're not criticizing that process. We're saying that if you focus on any single mindset, it becomes an obscuration that blinds you to all other options of arrived at understanding. If one follows any particular religion in a devout way, does it make sense that they're in a way denying the validity or efficacy of other religions? And would they say, well, I'm not denying them, I'm just a devout Christian, or I'm not denying them, I'm a devout Muslim, or I'm not denying them, I'm just a devout Buddhist. And those developmental religious or spiritual paths are all valid. They're all good. We advocate them, we love them, we applaud them. And any developmental path that is not synthetic or synthesized or integrative generates potentially vast, unrealized obscurations of consciousness that do not allow in the rest of the world and the universe into one's understanding And that and that process divides people into siloed groups, Democratic and Republican, for example, or socialist or capitalist, or uh, believers in democracy versus socialism or totalitarianism. So the process of white privilege in America and in some other countries is a mindset, a presumptuous, assumptive mindset that doesn't have the capacity to self-reflect. And that's something vitally important to recognize. If you've ever put on a pair of reading glasses or sunglasses, and then you forgot that you had the glasses on, and you were running around looking for your glasses, and you were wearing them. This is a metaphor. Does it make sense that each of these mindsets is a set of glasses that people have often put on and not remembered that they put them on in the first place, and then they try to look at everything through those lenses without recognizing they're looking at everything through those lenses. So if for some people everything must be spiritual, then do they lose focus or capacity to interpret, or everything must be a process of healing? Do they lose focus on the process, other dimensions and process of life that are not spiritually focused or healing focused? The same of somatic focuses. These are all preferential lenses. There are some people who only focus on somatic approaches to emotional development, relationship development, living life. And that's as valid a lens as any of these other lenses. And still, every lens generates an obscuration and a limitation on learning and arrived at understanding and consciousness. And all of these become identified with the ego, meaning if a scientist is successful in science, or a surgeon is successful in surgery, or an educator is successful in the realm of university education, does it make sense they identify with it? And then they say, if you ask them, who are you? They might say, I'm a scientist, or I'm a teacher, or I'm a healer, I'm a somatic therapist, or I'm a philosopher. And that identification in and of itself generates immediate limitation on capacity. So there are people tend to model other people. And we don't suggest modeling yourselves after anybody else. We suggest you being you, whoever, your soul, not your ego or your identity, your soul. And we certainly don't suggest modeling, and not that anyone would want to, and we hope not. We certainly don't suggest modeling anyone's self or any process or part of your life like John or anybody else, because your soul is unique. It's fine to learn things from people, methods or techniques or ideas or ways of operating, and your sovereign, unique soul process. It's optimal that you flower in that way, in your own unique way, and that will be the greatest contribution in alignment with spirit that you can likely offer the world.